When he was just a little boy in elementary school, he was making a Mother's Day card for Katie, and he wanted to thank her for tucking him in bed, but he spelled it T-U-C-H-I-N-G. Thank you for touching me in bed.
Shawn made us laugh the hardest when he thought he damaged my sister's septic tank by flushing the toilet and make it overflow.
Shawn made the kids laugh the hardest when he
played Just Dance and laughed.
I've laughed the hardest several times with Shawn, but one time that comes immediately to my mind is when he asked me if he put a postage stamp on the letter the night before, if we could still mail it the next day.
Shawn made me laugh the hardest in our church softball game. He's playing infield and made all 3 defensive outs in 1 inning. And in typical Shawnee C style, did not want to make a big deal about his all-star talent.
That sticks in my memory the most, probably when you were a little kid and you were doing, he works hard for the money in your underwear in front of a mirror.
When he texted us after the Falcons lost their playoff game. And then continued to text back and forth with my wife for about 3 hours lamenting that loss. But I do appreciate you taking all the heat so I didn't have to talk to her about it. Thanks, dude.
He is a man of God whom we have entrusted our daughter's life with.
Of course, it's because you married my sister, and you are a strong man of God, taking care of them in a godly way, and especially our little Sordinas, Gabby and Michaela.
I love the most thing about Shawn is that I get to call him, I'm his mother. And he's my son. And no one else can say that I'm his mother but me. And that's what I love most about Shawn.
You are just the ultimate encourager. Even though we were sad to see you and Melissa go, we were so thrilled to watch you walk out God's plan and new dream for your family, and it has brought us such joy just to see you guys flourish in Virginia.
I love watching Shawn be a daddy to 2 little girls.
I love the most about Shawn is that he is a fan of the 3 best teams. Go Braves, go Falcons, and go Dogs.
What I love most about Shawn is his friendship, his example, and his realness. He is the epitome of the phrase, preach the gospel always, if necessary, use words.
One of the coolest things about you is how much you prioritize your family and your relationships. And I think for everything, but especially times like our wedding when all your friends wanted to go and you were determined to stay until Michael and I drove away. And when Ethan was born and you stayed home and watched Jordan, and just so many special moments like that where you put family first, and made me feel like I am one of the top people in your life, and I love that about you.
When Shawn becomes engrossed in a project, he becomes totally engaged in it. He becomes slow, he becomes a perfectionist, and nothing will change his pace until it is completely done to his satisfaction.
Is when he's leading worship, and of course, when he does prophetically.
My favorite Shawn-ism is the special compartment that you have for dessert. I have that same compartment as well.
My favorite Shawn-ism is his famous post-game reflections on Facebook or via text.
Is his loyalty to the Bulldog Nation.
The loyalty to the Bulldogs.
My favorite Shawn-ism is that he wants to make sure that we're technology savvy, and we're not. But he doesn't give up on us, and I have to ask him about everything, even when we're like so many miles apart. I still ask him about Instagram. Just everything goes wrong, and he doesn't understand why it goes wrong, but he still helps me.
That you can play ball in your 30s just as well as you did in your 20s. And that you pass that awesome talent on to those beautiful girls.
Our prayer for you for the next 30 years is that you will just continue to grow in love and joy with your family, and that you will continue to follow God's big dreams for your life. And I pray that next January you will watch the Georgia Bulldogs win the national championship.
That your family continue to grow and prosper, that your ministry continues to grow and prosper, that you are strengthened every day.
Shawnee C, my prayer for you is all the health and happiness in the world for you and your beautiful family. And although we don't get to chat and hang out as much as we used to, that our friendship will always remain strong.
A prayer for you, Shawn, is that you will always be attentive to God's guiding and His voice every day of your
My
life.
prayer is that you would find increased confidence in the Shawn that God made, and never forget that He's always continuing to make you. Never forget also that He can and will do more than you dare to ask or imagine, and that life in Him just keeps getting better.
My prayer for you is that you continue to find love, joy, and fulfillment in your wife, your children, and your ministry at Northside.
Also pray for good health and wisdom and discernment. But my most prayer for you is that you will always realize how much that God loves you more than anyone else. And we all love you, but God's love for you is wider and deeper than we could ever imagine. And just hold on to that your whole life.
Happy birthday, Shawn! We love you! Happy birthday!
We love you. Go Dogs.
Happy B-Day, Shawnee C. We love you.
Happy birthday, Shawn.
We love you very much.
That's true.
I love you, brother.
You're the baby I prayed for.